Hey everyone, welcome back to another Alliance War video. This is Season 59, War 4, and we are up against LinaM. My team this war is going to be Tigra, Ironheart, and Okoye. Tigra and Okoye are making their war debuts for me. I guess I had, well, hold on. Path 6, Section 1, and then Path 4, Section 2. What is it? Onslaught on 41, and then something on 49. Kindred, cool. Tigra and Okoye are making their war debuts on this channel. At least 7-star Tigra is. I've used 6-star Tigra a lot in the past, but this is my first time getting to bring my 7-star to war. She is rank 3, Sig 200, and just ready to go. All right, so starting off, I'm going to be taking this Iron Man Infinity War on, what is it, node 6. I was checking his abilities there because I needed to make sure he wasn't immune to Incinerate, and before I just went in here with Ironheart. I could have switched to the Rupture pre-fight if I needed to. I maybe should have just done that anyways because it was like no harm there. But yeah, he was not, so I kept Incinerate on. So here, all I need to do is get my tracking up so I no longer miss. And now I don't have to worry about the node. Basically, the node is irrelevant for the rest of this fight as long as I keep at least 5 of my arc something debuffs. Are they arc reactor debuffs? That doesn't make sense. Arc reactor, I don't know. Whatever they are, as long as I keep up 5 of them, then we're good for the rest of this fight. Now it's just a normal Iron Man Infinity War, except I can parry his non-contact mediums, which is sick. I just gotta watch out for his armors. His armors really, I got like good RNG this fight. I don't think they ever reached 4 until like his like final little phase. So he's ticking down right here. I'm realizing he's gonna get you know, to that weird auto block power gain phase before I can get to my special one, but I drop it anyways. I was like, oh, he can't auto block specials. Yes, the fuck he can. I don't know why I thought he couldn't, but luckily I was able to get out of there just in time and I didn't take any unnecessary damage. So yep, there's that fight. Next up we have this bishop on node 15. The 2 nodes here are, when I hit him, there's going to be a chance to apply bleeds to him, and I think like also whenever I apply the bleeds or whenever I hit him, whatever, I get like exhaustions on me. So the thing about the exhaustions is pretty important because a lesser known ability of Tigra's is that if she has an exhaustion, slow, or weakness on her, her unblockable and miss do not work. So at this point, I still have not realized what's going on. I was like, okay, that special 2 only had 4 ruptures, so that's why I didn't deal a lot of damage. I probably should have built up a few more before I dropped that. I was like, okay, that's on me. Whatever, we're still, like, I'm taking some feedback damage here from the bleeds, obviously, but it's not too bad. You know, I'm getting through it. You know, losing out on some of my senses, so like, yeah, let's just drop double special 1. Now he's at special 2. Let's get back into this fight. Cool. There was a lag spike right before I took that to the face, so still has not registered in my mind that it's because of the exhaustions. I thought just a lag spike and I was late on the heavy, but no. It's not until I get this special 1 and it doesn't break his block that I realize what's going on. It's the exhaustions. I can't go unblockable and I can't miss anymore. So that's why I tried dexing that special 1. I realized I couldn't miss, and I need to wait this out and hope that I can scrounge together enough damage to get out of this fight. But like, I only have so many more blocked hits and feedback damage that I can take. Luckily, I'm healing from these exhaustions. Honestly, I probably should have like played a little safer and just like tapped him a couple times and let the exhaustions heal me up some more, but at this point, like, it was just kind of over. There was not much that I can do. Yes, this was an assignment error, but I signed off on all my assignments. I should have looked at the nodes more. I should have known the champion that I was bringing into the fight better. It's an ability that I knew about, but I just didn't think of, and it was a node that I knew about, but I just didn't think of. So yeah, pretty frustrating to end my streak there. I was like a few fights shy of another 100 plus fight deathless streak, and to also die with my first fight bringing 7-star Tigra into war, like, it's yeah, it's just real disappointing, especially in that way. I guess maybe I prefer it to playing bad. At least, you know, like the way I played wasn't why I died there. It was because of a missed interaction that I didn't notice. Like, there were probably ways to save the fight too, but that's neither here nor there. You're probably wondering, why didn't I use Ironheart for this fight? It's because of the feedback. We were like, Tigra's faster, so she'll take less feedback than Ironheart will. Ironheart is slower. It would have been a health race with Ironheart. I think she would have won based on how I think Bishop had like 30% left, and I only lost like 10% health, so I would have won that health race, but it wasn't something that we thought about, that we thought was necessary. If I just entered that fight with Ironheart, I would have survived, and I wouldn't have died, so that also kind of sucks, that I had the counter on my team too. Anyways, first Okoye fight in war, cool. Here, I forgot that it's her lights that are 2 hits, not her medium, so I stopped for a second, waiting for the second hit of the medium, and then was like, all right. So I dropped that special 1. The name of the game here is just use the endurance on my special 1 to make the debuffs fall off a lot faster, so I'm not taking a bunch of voids damage. Also, max inequity and all the debuffs that I'm placing on him, he doesn't hurt me as much. Here, he throws a special 1 right into my block. That was cool, and I take a little bit of chip damage here, but those severe debuffs still fall off just as fast, like, endurance is how you counter severe debuffs, right? Or I guess tranquilize as well probably works. Does it? Does tranquilize work? Or maybe it's just because of the node and the weird ability, accuracy, immunity, or like increase, whatever. I'm rambling. Okoye does that fight really well. Use Okoye there and don't worry about anything else. Oop, knocked my water bottle. You could hear that. Okay, next up, Dust on node 31, taking this fight with Ironheart. Only thing you remember in this fight is use an advanced power boost, Dex, special 1, Dex, and then you can parry her freely. Also, don't hit her block. If you hit her block, then you get a debuff on you, and she's going to be unblockable for the rest of the fight, probably, so don't do that. Yeah, so I have the tracking up. I can parry everything. I'm going to glance all of the hits into my block, or at least the parries. I'm not exactly sure which. And yeah, so fight is pretty much over here. One thing I kind of forgot about is that I think lights have a chance to, like, trigger sand whenever I hit her, so I need to not... I should have just been dropping mediums, but instead I was trying to push her to special 2, so I drop a light there, and now she's unblockable for the rest of the fight. Luckily, the fight's not going to last too much longer because of all the DOT I have on her, and I can block unblockables against mutants when I have my, I think either when I have an armor or when I have tracking. I'm not really sure which one, but I wasn't scared when that happened, and here, I don't care that she's unblockable anymore. I'm going to be just fine. So yeah, not... like, I wasn't in any danger, but I kind of unnecessarily added a little bit to the fight, but it's fine. Okay. I was trying to work in, I think, my last advanced power boost, or like the end of my advanced power boost here. See, it says 23 seconds. I need to heal her up a little bit, and I want to back out of the fight to make sure that my pre-fight sticks. So here I'm pressing the pre-fight button and it wasn't triggering. So, of course, everything's going nice and slow. I back out of the fight. I have to scroll over there. I go back in, and at this point, I'm like, maybe it'll have a few seconds, but even if it had a few seconds, I shouldn't have gone in, but yeah, it's gone. So, I was going to need an advanced power boost for the next fight anyways. I was afraid of how long this fight would take, and if I would have to reapply it again for my last fight. Luckily, that ends up not being the case. But yeah, so same as... against Dust, I just want to get tracking up as quickly as possible so that I glance into my block, and there. So now I have tracking. Here, I get rooted, but it's fine. Now all of my blocked hits are not going to trigger Bubble Shield because I reduce the ability accuracy. Here, he gets Crush Up. I was supposed to be saving special 1s to remove Crush, but oops. So now I get rooted. That's fine. For the rest of this fight, I'm going to be pushing him to special 2s since it doesn't take as long, and I can... not get rooted in the middle of it, hopefully. So, there, another special 1. Oh yeah, I take a little combo here. And here I get rooted again. Drops the special 2. I dex that whole thing. Let's go. I remembered this time. I think the last time I fought an Onslaught with Ironheart, I forgot that she's reverse controls immune with tracking as well. Or maybe with armors. I'm not sure. She has a lot in her kit, if you haven't noticed, with me saying all of these insane, like, OP abilities, but not knowing exactly where they come from. She's got a lot going on. But, yeah, reverse control's immune, so I push him to special 2, and I have to unlearn dexing it with reverse controls. So I practiced that a little bit before I started this fight. But yeah, here he's not really throwing anything, so I just drop another combo into special 1, and down he goes. Luckily, fight was pretty fast. Honestly, Ironheart with boost, real good damage. For some reason, it was not, like, carrying over in, like, the last war tactic. Ironheart sucked, even though she should have been great for Node 1, but she was not good for it. She just did not have the damage in virtually any matchup. Here, trying to make sure that the advanced power boost carries over. I should have revived and healed Tigra earlier than this, but I wanted to be able to look back with shame every time I saw my team to see her there KO'd. That was the thought. That was the thought process. So now I'm making sure I have on the biggest mystic boosts. I honestly should have thrown on a 200 against Bishop. I wasn't thinking that it was going to be a big deal. I was like, I'll have more than enough damage against a rank 3 Bishop that a 150 would be there, but it was going to carry over into the Kindred fight anyways, because none of my other champs I was using special 2 with, so should have done 200 to begin with. It wouldn't have made a difference in the fight, I don't think. But here, Kindred's going to enter Outbreak almost immediately because I'm hitting him with, like, unblockable attacks, but I'm just going to ignore it. I saw my buddy Tom do this fight, and he did the same thing. Just ignored Outbreak. You're going to take a little degen. That's fine. Just don't let Kindred throw a special, and the fight will be over pretty soon. This was a bit different. I think his was his rank 4 Tigra versus a rank 3 Kindred. This is rank 3 Tigra versus rank 4 Kindred, but it lasts just about the same amount of time because Tigra is awesome. So that'll be it for this war. What's going on here? Oh yeah, I guess I forgot to stop the recording. Oh, hey, look, you can see my, don't go back and see my screensaver. So we're gonna end up winning this war. It's not quite over, but we're done. Kind of a sloppy performance from us. I can't really talk. I died as well, but 5 deaths isn't great coming from us this late in the season. You know, the rest has sort of all been shaken off, but yeah, hopefully they finish up soon. There's like an hour and a half left. Anyways, that'll be it for this war video, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye.